Yeah, a little fade out, right? All right, yo, what's up? Welcome to the Drinks and Discussion Podcast. I am your smooth host, KvngBak, aka Dad Hat Poppy, aka Bandana Sanchez. Got a couple cool people in here with me today. Got Miss Vee, of course. I can't get rid of her. Every time I tell her to get out, she comes back.
That's how we're doing today. Okay.
I got my cameraman AJ in the back, and we got a special guest today, Mr. Curry. What's happening?
What's going on? What's happening? Yeah.
All right, Curry. When we have guests, man, we normally go through the rigmarole of how we met. How do you and I meet, sir?
Oh man, it's been so long. Like, I put it to you like this. When we met, I was fat.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
Bare face, I still had the braids.
Yeah, you still had the braids, yeah.
And we was thugging it out at Hillside. Shout out to Hillside, man. Shout out to
yes,
Hillside
sir,
High.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We was thugging out at Hillside.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And went to college together.
Went to Central together.
Yeah. Went to college together, man.
Did our thing out there.
Yeah, terrorizing. What the fuck? What the fuck door was we terrorizing? Eagle Landing.
Man, we did so much. Like, a lot of stuff we did, like, we would probably be just coming home.
Right.
If you think about it. You probably would just be coming home.
Yo, first of all, do you remember that night?
I already know what you're talking about. I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. That was a wild night, man. That was a wild night.
Beautiful night.
That was a wild night.
So y'all just gonna leave it at that?
Okay. I ain't incriminating nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody, nothing.
We could talk about it after we.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, after this segment, we gonna go ahead and talk about it.
Got you.
All right,
This is a long story.
Oh man. All right. So, V, how was your week?
The week was good.
Mhm.
I went by fast, I guess, because I'm like, what did I do this week? Nothing important, I guess.
Do anything exciting over the weekend?
Yesterday we celebrated my niece's 18th birthday.
Oh, shout out to her niece. Happy birthday.
My baby's
shout out
growing
to her.
up. But that was it, really. We had a little dinner for her and all the family was together. So that was cool.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
cool.
Cool.
That's all we really
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's all we really did. My nephew, who is 21, he came down this weekend. He is now working in Wilmington.
Okay.
His big boy job. So
Facts.
it was just nice to have all the family together.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Curry, how was your week, man? Do anything exciting?
My week was productive. I did a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Too much work. So by the time Friday night rolled around, I let my hair down, got drunk,
Yeah, man.
turned around last night and did the same thing.
Right.
So I'm sitting here today drinking Jack.
Okay, all right.
It's still going.
gonna-
Okay.
We need to
Still
get
That's a
going.
weekend.
Yeah.
Look, we need to get sponsored by Jack Daniels or the
Right.
Jack I drink.
That's
I need free bottles.
what's up.
All right, that's what's up, man. I ain't really do too much this week. I was trying to work, trying to get motivated to work. I ain't do no work for real.
Well,
I don't think you ever do.
I do more. I do that. But no, I went to Hampton this weekend, man. Guys trip with the frat. So, you know what I'm saying? We went down to Hampton, had a good time, man. Had a good time.
yeah, Hampton is where it's at.
Yeah, it was popping.
Next time you go to a club called the Alley.
The Alley. Okay.
Great time.
Say less.
Great time.
Say less.
It's hood though.
It's hood.
Yeah, it's hood.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. So you gotta be.
I'm down. I'm down for new experiences.
I like the way you put that.
Right,
I was
right.
waiting. I was like, oh, okay.
See how I finesse that?
Yeah.
That boy potting, ain't he?
Yeah.
I put it to you like this. You remember Music City in Greensboro back in the day?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay.
And it's the same size. Like
It's the
or
same
maybe-
size?
Or maybe even bigger. So
Music City used to jump.
I'm telling you. Back in the day, boy.
Back in the day, man. Back in the day. V, you would have been proud of me this weekend, though. I was dancing. I was on the dance floor all night.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would make me proud, though.
I was on the dance floor
What were you doing?
with my little two-step. My drink and my two-step.
Shout out to Cassidy.
Yeah, man. My drink and my two-step, man.
You like it, I love it.
Oh my God. All right. So are you going to intro these current events? This is your segment.
Oh, that's how we're gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first of all, in current events, I don't know how many people saw it because it kind of slipped past me at first. But so Charlamagne and DJ Envy, Breakfast Club. Apparently they did some late Christmas gift exchanges, and Charlamagne gifted DJ Envy with a mold of his behind.
Gay.
And don't forget the testicles that was.
I mean, it was y'all. It was a lot. Like it was a lot for me. And then after, like when he opened it up, like then he's like playing with it. Like
right.
I was expecting that he'd be like, oh, nah, man, I don't want. But I mean, he's like pulling it out. He's like sticking his finger in it. He's like rubbing lotion on it. Like there was a lot happening that I just was a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was wildly suspect. Kurt, how you feel about that whole exchange, man? Because I just
actually, like, it's not a thought that I could think of in my head that would, to even try to have they back.
Right. Yeah.
Like, maybe it was a joke or, nah, like
I don't have no friends I would joke with like that.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think anybody should have friends they joke with like that. Like that is.
I'll say this. Out of all the South Carolina people I know, not to say like they're suspect in the gay way, but like they just do weird shit sometimes.
Did you just come for a whole state?
Yes, I did. Charlamagne is not excluded from that. Like Charlamagne is just weird in general. And for him to do that, it was like, I don't know, man. It's like, why? Like, what was the point behind it? It was like, was it to get a laugh? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just so many questions I have and no answers.
I mean, that's like the only thought that you can have. Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just why?
Why?
Just why?
Why?
You know what I mean? Like, DJ Envy got a wife.
Right.
Kids.
Right.
Charlamagne has a wife.
Charlamagne got a wife. The kids at the party.
Right.
They happy to see what daddy done got.
Right.
They watching him open the gift.
Mm-hmm. And
it's Charlamagne's butt plus his testicles. First of all, you got to think about this. What man do you know will actually take the time to get his butt molded?
Right.
Yeah, that's
and the testicle.
Curry's not leaving that. Look.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe you could have played it off if it was the ass. You just didn't tell nobody it was a mold of your ass.
Right,
but you put the testicles in there as well.
Yeah,
that's
it was a lot for me. It was a lot to watch, but I mean, and it kept getting progressively worse. Like as the video went on,
as the video went on,
got worse. Like it never stopped. I was like,
like DJ Envy's reaction to it, have you scratching your head.
Yeah.
Like, most of the people I know would be thinking like murder.
Where we come from, it's kind of like, I'll fight you, bro.
Yeah, like we got a problem.
Yeah, I would think it would never even come out the bag. Like he opened it, saw what it was, continued to take the plastic off, picked it up, pulled it out of the box. Like it was
put it on the table.
It was so much. I was like, why is this still happening?
Yeah, it was a lot going on, man.
Different.
Yeah. It was different.
Guess,
It was different. Speaking of different.
Oh.
Speaking of different. How do y'all feel about Bootsy Badass shimmying?
I laughed. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't have laughed because a lot of men in my family are Kappa. My pops is a Kappa.
Right.
He plays at Central.
Okay. Facts.
He brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Facts.
So that's another like topic where you just scratch your head. The bad part about it is Bootsy, he actually looked good in the Kappa sweater.
Yeah, yep.
He looked nice. He looked like he had a lot of business about himself.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, wow, okay, my man. And we've been listening to Bootsy for a long
I mean, that's what the shimmy is too.
Yeah,
to wipe me
yeah,
down.
wipe me
That's
down,
what he
you know what I'm
said.
saying?
That's
Like-
what he said too. That
Yep.
was like one of his defenses. He was
Yeah.
like, they shimmy to my song.
Right.
Like,
But you know what? I think had it been any other rapper to do something like that, somebody would have tried him instead of it going in the direction that it went. But who's gonna try Bootsy? I'm not gonna try Bootsy.
I mean, I'm not either to a certain extent. Definitely not over that. Like,
Yeah.
What I would do, like in that situation, I probably would try to have a conversation with Bootsy and see if we could somehow make him an honorary member.
Right. And that's what they were talking about. Like
Yeah.
some people were in the comments saying that y'all should just go ahead and make him an honorary member.
Like, and have that kind of brand behind us.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
for all practical purposes, the money as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Big facts.
yeah, I think he saw it as just kind of like a like fashion. He didn't really see it as disrespect. And then when it was pointed out to him that it was disrespect, in the beginning he kind of had a little pushback, but he came back, he apologized.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about, well, teach me how to shimmy. And then he was saying he would give a prize to like the group or the Kappa that had the best stroll to wipe me down.
Got you.
So he came back with it. Like in the beginning, he was just like, it's just a shirt. Like he was
Right,
like, I don't know what all the uproar was about, but I guess somebody did explain it to him because he did come back and he was like, I apologize. I won't wear it again.
Mhm.
And then he started talking about, the whole shimmy and stroll.
Right. And one thing is if you weren't like at a college and understand the culture behind that, then you could see it just as fast because you can go to any Greek store and buy some Kappa paraphernalia. You can go down there to Three Sisters and get some shit embroidered, and they're not gonna ask you for no dues card or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just gonna make the shit.
Right.
But
go to Eagle Land on Fayetteville Street.
Yep, right.
Man over there, he gonna look out for you.
Yeah.
I guess now it's just like different times. Maybe if this was 30 years ago, it probably would be a lot different.
Right.
It probably would have been physical altercation that
Right.
took place.
But I'm happy it's going the way that it's going, and
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's able to. I didn't know he was, reaching out and giving out prize money to the best Kappas that could ship me. Hey, look, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
If it was me, I would definitely be trying to get on the phone with Bootsy. My mindset would be like, man, we got to make him an honorary member.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As soon as possible.
Absolutely. I don't know why that discussion hadn't come up prior to.
I think the discussion did come up, but what I was reading in some of the things is that there isn't a such thing as an honorary member. That's what stuff I was reading. Y'all know I didn't go to a HBCU. I don't really know too much about Greek life, but in what I was reading about it, some people were saying that's not a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I didn't the K's make Oprah an honorary member or something like that, or
Yeah, it's been a lot of celebrities that have gotten, from my perspective, honorary membership.
Yeah,
I think
sorority or fraternity.
I think it's certain organizations.
Okay,
Yeah.
But I think they were saying the
that
Kappa
might be it.
specifically
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
have
that
got
makes
you.
sense. That makes sense.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay.
He would probably be the first then. Like, all right, I understand this is tradition, but this is Bootsy.
Yeah, this is Bootsy. This is Bootsy.
Like, do you understand how far we can go now? with
Right,
this
right,
type
right.
of celebrity behind us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm telling you, it's something different. It's gonna hit a lot different. But I mean, I hope for the best. I hope for the best. Whatever they choose to do, I hope for the best, man.
I got one question though.
What's up?
If that was Jay-Z that did that, would it be any different?
Do they have a stroll to any Jay-Z songs? I'm trying to think.
I'm not sure, but if he just popped up somewhere with a
Oh yeah,
shirt on,
would it hit differently? I mean,
like,
you know what? the caliber of celebrity that Jay-Z is, I think they probably would have spearheaded amending any kind of bylaws or anything and make him an honorary member. Like, I think they probably would have just went ahead and did that, you know, because who doesn't want to join an organization where Jay-Z's a part of it, you know?
Talking about influx.
Influx of
everything.
I'm telling you gonna see Kappa lines of 68 people coming through, you know, like
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. But I mean, I feel like Greeks, as in their own rights, like in their own standing, the history behind them, they already have enough of that. Like enough that for Jay-Z or Bootsy to not necessarily be a huge factor.
Right. You're true.
The historical standing that they already have with who they are.
Right.
So I don't know. I know they were. I know there was a bigger kind of thing that came up. I don't know which clothing line it was, but a clothing line came up and had the letters on some pants.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And then they had, but they cut that completely. But that was like a whole clothing line. That wasn't like one person was trying to wear it.
Matter of fact, it was Echo. Echo has a shirt, or had a shirt, and the guy from Black Ink Crew was wearing it, and it had the Masonic symbol on it. And like they roasted his ass for wearing it. Like he was on the show, he was wearing it, and niggas roasted him, yo. Like they, you know, instead of reaching out to him, because he probably didn't even know. It's an Echo shirt. Like you could go to I don't know where you buy Echo from anymore, but it's it was an Echo shirt you found in the store. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga didn't know what it was, you know. Right. So but I feel where you coming with that for real, because it's like, you know, sometimes it just takes a conversation. Yeah. It just takes
to reach out to people and let them know.
Right.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm happy it went the way it did. No physical altercation. But let's talk about R. Kelly's girlfriends fighting it out.
Oh yeah, that whole situation with R. Kelly, and I'm not gonna say the females' names, but basically everybody know who they is, because I'm sure a lot of people done seen it. But it's a situation where they got into a shouting match, and then they came to blows, and then the police got called. And the police came. And so now, from my perspective, I look at it like this. With that situation happening, Surviving R. Kelly, that documentary, season 1, and now season 2, he ain't never getting out.
Nah. It's a wrap.
And like, I was talking to somebody like 3 days ago, and they was like, well, how can you say that just because them girls was fighting? I'm like, you got to look at it beyond the fight. Like, me, like, I grew up in the house with a dude that was a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? He worked in education, but he also was a lawyer. So I understand stuff from a lawful point of view. So a lawyer can look at that and say everything about R. Kelly is true. Because why else would these two women be fighting? After being together all of this time with no altercation, why now is this situation going on? Even after them being on the interview with Gayle King.
Right.
And they was up there running off at the mouth, talking shit and all of that. Why would this happen now?
Right.
So that's basically what it was. Like, they was yelling at each other, and then what I saw, the next thing I know, the phone dropped, but Instagram was still on, phone dropped, and they was fighting. And I think the darker skinned female, like I said, I'm not gonna say her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I believe she got the best of the lighter skinned black woman.
She gave her the hands?
From my understanding, I believe she did. Yep.
Yeah, I don't argue that point. Not at all.
I think though, what I want to know is, like, are they still in R. Kelly's spot? Because that was R. Kelly's spot that they was fighting in.
I wonder.
Like, I mean, still in the tower. Trump Tower.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I don't know. That's an excellent question, sir. I'm not 100% sure about that.
I know at one point one of them was talking about getting her own place, but I don't know if it's in the same building maybe, or if they still or I don't know.
It could be. I mean, that whole situation is just wild.
It's
like
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You think about all the R. Kelly music you done listen to.
First of all, AJ, we talked about this earlier before you got here, B. AJ made an excellent point because I think I made the comment, oh, no more Pied Piper or R&B. And then I never really analyzed what the Pied Piper was. And then AJ said, yeah, the Pied Piper played a whistle and the niggas, the little kids was following him. I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Easter egg right in your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. Because R. Kelly, he gave you so many innuendos about what he was doing in his private life. Like we was talking about earlier, his first album, 12 Play.
Yeah, right.
Like if you listen to that track, I mean that album, and each track, and if you really listen to his lyrics, you understand. And then we got into the thing about Aaliyah.
Right.
I was like, his whole concept behind her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, came from him. You know what I'm saying?
And I had no idea that was even anywhere. Like, it wasn't until they started talking about the charges with R. Kelly that I noticed that, like, somebody had posted the cover for Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I had no idea that was R. Kelly in the background.
Definitely.
I had no idea.
You know what? I just realized that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not really, I mean, when you look at it, Aaliyah was so beautiful.
Yeah,
so
she cast it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For me, even as a kid, my eyes were focused on her. And then R. Kelly is back, but he's kind of blurred a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, have y'all ever saw that sex tape with R. Kelly?
The one that went to court?
Yeah, the one that came out way back in like 2001, 2002.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. That was like, that's another innuendo.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you look and if you pay attention to that young female, you'll understand, like, that wasn't her first time doing that.
Oh yeah.
You know
it was.
She had done that with another grown man, because like to be 14 and to do some of the things that she did, like,
it was a showed experience. It showed that it wasn't it's wild. It's disgusting and wild. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. So let's get off Mr.
Pied Piper.
Let's get off of that.
Yeah.
So where we going to next?
Loyalty. Let's talk about that. Ooh.
No, I meant it like, but the liquor was going down my throat.
Ooh, you feel some type of way?
Nah.
So loyalty. So, most guys refer to the bro code. You know, that young lady has talked to one of my friends before, or I know her because she was once associated with somebody in my circle. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
all right, so I think I was trying to analyze what you were saying. Yeah. So
I mean, does that make that girl off limits if she has talked to somebody in your circle? Okay,
are we talking about talking like they might have kicked it one or two times and they're not kicking it no more? Or are we talking like they used to date or were married? Like, it's certain levels to the shit. Yeah.
There's levels. So if they was just talking, they might have kicked it a couple times. That's
okay. So all right. So boom. I'll put it this way. So say Curry talked to, I don't know, we're just gonna say her name is Suzette. Say Curry talked to Suzette, they kicked it maybe one or two times, and then, you know, the vibe wasn't there. So they parted ways or whatever. You know, and I might have been around to see, you know, they kicked it twice, you know, whatever. 10 years down the road, you know, if I run into Suzette again, you know, and she want to shoot her shot, you know what I'm saying? Or I want to shoot my shot, I don't see a problem with that. I wouldn't feel like I would have to call Curry and be like, look, bro, like, you know, whoop, da.
So, okay. So is that making there be a timeline? So is that saying, okay, if it's 10 years later, then all right. But what if it's like 10 months later?
For me, it's like, I'm just one man. For me, like, if one of my homeboys, like, if they talking to a female, and it don't work out, whether they had sex or not, I'm not gonna try to get with that female. Even if we do have great energy, great conversation, we get along. But that's just me as a man. And I'm also not gonna get mad at my homeboy for not seeing that same perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, loyalty to me is like, whether you wrong or right, when it's going down, I'm right beside you.
And
You know what
four.
I'm saying?
Four.
And everybody deserves happiness. So,
Absolutely.
you know, Parker, he could get with a girl that I dated in college. And I'm gonna be like, man, if y'all, have that kind of relationship, and if she really make you happy, then you better go for it.
Absolutely.
Because you could end up by yourself. I mean, time flies. Because I remember just yesterday how I was 16. I still can play those memories back in my head when we was at Hillside. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And now, look, I'm 31. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, just like that, I'm going to be 51 or 61 or 71. You don't want to be like in that, in that frame of life. And like, man, I wish I would have did this, and I wish I would have did that. You know what I'm saying?
No regrets.
yeah, so because sometimes the blessing is right there, and you
Yeah.
just, I mean, living by the bro code is one thing. Like first of all, I would never date, like one of my homeboys, like ex-wives or like ex-girlfriends. But, like I said, like, if it never got to that level with them, like to Kurt's point, like who am I to say that that's not gonna make me happy? What may not be for him, you know what I'm saying? It might be for me, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely
I mean,
the bro code has its boundaries. You get what I'm
it
saying?
does.
Like,
Like, I'm not gonna sleep with no chick that's been with one of my dudes. Like, even if they just talk. Oh yeah, we talked on the phone a couple times, and then we went on 2 dates. But then we realized, I was like, for me, okay, that's still off limits. Like, okay, you didn't explore her sexually, but you explored her mentally.
Right.
So that right there, that's enough for me to be like, yeah, she cool. And when I see her, I'm gonna speak. And I even talk to her on the phone, but I will never get on a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Go to that level with
like,
her.
But even if it did happen, like, I would be on like some Omarion shit. Like,
Unbothered.
Yeah, like
Unbothered.
I ain't got no world tours or nothing, but I'ma still, I'ma wish y'all the best. And we still gonna be homeboys. We may not be like how we were, but from afar, I'ma still love you, and I'ma still wish and hope that you do everything that you've ever dreamed of doing.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
But a lot of niggas don't think.
Nah.
They don't care.
They get upset, man. They will fight, bro.
And I know some niggas right now that okay, you turned your head, I'm gonna knock your wife down quickly. I do. I know some dudes like that.
Come on, man.
I ain't gonna say their name, and I'm not saying that they like, and I'm not saying they like bad dudes. They do anything for you, but sometimes people are controlled by different things mentally.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Some of it can be, excuse my French, some of it is pussy, some of it is money, some of it is just vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody got their vices, man.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you think. You think you don't got nothing. Everybody got a vice.
Yeah, man.
What about the same thing in reverse? Like, would you date a friend of your ex?
No. For me, nah.
Would I date a friend of my ex?
Yeah.
Oh, like my ex-girlfriend and one of her
homegirls or something.
Nah.
One of her friends.
Nah. I don't. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awkward because your girlfriend, while y'all was together, she done told homegirl all the good, the bad.
Yeah, all the good, the bad, the ugly. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
I have seen, people do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like they wanted it to happen. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. Feel like I've been more spiritual. So it's like universe just aligned them together. So everywhere this person go, just so happened this person here. I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I'm on aisle 10. Then I look up. Oh, hey, what's happening? What you doing? I'm at the liquor store and I went to the liquor store out of town. Wait a minute. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about, I guess, like situations. You have to look at the situation and then dissect it. Because every situation is different.
Yeah. I mean, I know I couldn't do it just off the fact that it just seems shaky to me. It seems like, oh, you've been plotting this whole time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I be thinking. That's the shit that I be running through my head. Like, yo, you was plotting on your girl this whole time. I don't think that just wouldn't sit well with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Now I've done that by accident one time because I had no idea they were friends. When she brought me around her friends, this particular friend was not there. So it was like, I didn't know they were associated with each other. So, and this was before social media, so it wasn't like a picture of them at the club, posing and shit.
But I mean, and you can't be mad at that really because like Durham is small. You know what I'm saying?
As fuck.
If you're not sleeping with a friend of a friend of a friend, you might mess around and be sleeping with a family member that you just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about how I dated my cousin in college. Let me tell you.
Yeah, let me hear this story.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like, no, we were getting ready. Okay, so we getting ready to jump in. This is not on the docket today, but this is my story, and I'm giving it to y'all.
I appreciate it.
So I was a freshman, and my dad's side of the family don't do family reunions and shit like that. I knew I had cousins in Durham. I just didn't know who they were. So I'm kicking it with this one girl. We chatting, whoop de whoop. I go to the barbershop to go get my hair cut. And my dad is there and he knows the girl's name before I even tell him. And I was like, Pops, how do you know her name? He was like, oh, you know y'all cousins, right? I thought y'all knew that. I was like, oh shit, I'm glad we ain't do shit.
Yeah.
We just had been hanging out. Like, I'm glad we ain't do shit. But I was like, damn. Like, I wish you would have told. He was like, yeah, I know her moms. And I was like, God almighty, man. I was like, it pays to know who your family is because the world is so small.
Yeah.
It's 7 billion. Was it 700 billion? 500,000 billion people in the world, but the world is just so small. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Durham's small as hell. So, it's just the adds insult to injury, man.
And you could be overseas and meet a girl that's your cousin.
Right.
And not know nothing.
Right. Bro, one thing I will say for people, listeners, viewers, know your family.
Right.
Like, I am the cousin that will go everywhere to go see my family. Know your family, man. Because you don't want to mess around and run into an incident like I ran into.
Right.
Because that's scary. Because imagine if we would have just went on, keeping on, and what would happen. And now we got, kids with,
you'd have hit your cousin.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
But I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Because of lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every family is not the same. Some families don't even speak to each other. And I'm talking about first cousins on down.
Yeah. And that's why I ain't got no first cousins. I
don't feel bad.
I ain't got no first cousins.
First cousins, they're gonna try to borrow money from you. Want to come over your house. Come over your house all the time. Want to go in your refrigerator. Want to spend the night. Man, we family.
Yo, Curry, you got siblings, Curry?
Yeah, I got an older sister, but she is 17 years older than me.
Ooh, that's a big age.
Yeah. So I was born her senior year in high school.
Oh man.
She was at Northern. Yeah.
Okay. You got nieces and nephews?
I got one niece. Shout out to her. She's matter of fact, she's graduating this year from Howard.
What?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, congrats to you. Yeah, absolutely. Are you the drunk uncle at the cookouts now?
No, let me take that back. Yeah, I am. but it's in unison. Like,
right.
It's a whole bunch of us. All us having a good time.
Hey, look, that's what's up though. That's what's up. I'm proud to be. Well, I will be proud to be whenever my little brother get some kids. I will be proud to be the drunk uncle.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun being an uncle because you get to be like, your mouth get to be unfiltered. So like, I got a niece. So I'm telling her, like, you in DC, like, if a nigga can't come and see you to get some, I don't want to hear about you getting on a metro bus going to him to give him some pussy. You know what I'm saying? He need to be able, as a man, even as a young man, he need to be able to find out some way, if he doesn't have a car, to get to you.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? When I was her age, I would walk to go get me some. You know what I'm saying? I would walk to Central all the way to South Point,
Bro.
With no problem.
Bro, I remember. Matter of fact, I remember it was a shorty we went to high school with. I remember I had to babysit my little brother, man. And I had to take him with me. I was getting that pussy, man. I walked. I told my little brother we was going on an adventure. He was like, we going outside, but mom said we can't go anywhere. I said, shut your ass up and just walk. We walked down there, and to get him not to come in the room, because he was young at the time, and get him not to come in the room, I said, you know what? You get to play the game. You gonna let me play the game? Yes, sir. You get to play the game the whole time. We gonna sit here and talk, and you get to play the game. He said, but you're not gonna play with me? I said, fuck. I said, look, you pass the first 10 levels, and I'll come in and play with you. And so the door to my room at the time, it had like a deadbolt lock, but it was no deadbolt there.
Right.
Put a sock in that motherfucker. And he over there poking that shit out. What are you guys doing?
That's kids, man. Kids.
But I'm telling you, man, I got what I came, what I went to go get, and I dropped it back off, and then I came home.
Right. But that's how we grew up. Like, nowadays, you see women like going to pick up, to take them back to their spot so he can get some.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Like, I didn't grow up like that. It was like, if you're gonna have sex with a girl that you like, that's what y'all deciding to do, and it's consensual. You ain't got no car. Either you gonna walk,
catch the bus. Do something. Uber, Lyft, like, come on, do something.
Yeah, now
man.
you got Uber and Lyft. Back in the day, I had a riding bike. I had 2 bikes, a 21 speed and a 24 speed. I had to pick. You know what I'm saying? So, or I could use my 2 feet.
Yeah.
However, whatever needed to be done, though, I was gonna get there on time too.
On time. 7 o'clock. Be at like, I'm there. I'm there
at 6:45.
I'm telling you, man, it's something different. Yeah, man. What's up, V? What you look like you about to say something.
Yeah, I was until you interrupted. But anyway, so what exactly do you think cheating is?
All right.
What is cheating? Define cheating.
You are, I guess. Have at it first, sir.
All right, so when you young, I'm gonna break it all the way down.
Okay. Level
level
it.
Like when you young, let's say we all 17.
Okay.
All of us is gonna look at cheating as just basically penetration of a woman's genitals. In your case, a man's genitals, whether it be oral, vaginal, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, though, like, being older, you understand and you realize once you go through things, different relationships, you know what I'm saying? Even friendships, because you might be in a friendship with a dude or a female and they just wilding in the streets.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? They wilding in the streets. And so you come to understand, like, cheating comes in many different forms. Like, I had a conversation with an older guy at my job, and he was like, Dr. Martin Luther King, he was a serial cheater. And I was like, yeah, I know that to a certain extent, but I was trying to, have Dr. King back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but a lot of his cheating ways weren't necessarily physical. It was more mental or emotional.
Okay.
That's worse, though.
Right.
Just having sex. Because there's a lot of men out here that could have sex with a woman, leave the money on the table, and go home and sleep next to their wife with no problem.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of women.
$40.
It's a lot of women that can do that. You know what I'm saying? But once you...
This pocket.
You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get into the mind of a person that you are physically attracted to, and you got somebody at home or you dealing with somebody, then you've already crossed that boundary. Because if I have a conversation with V and we connect mentally, the next step is we're gonna connect emotionally. Because she's gonna open up to me and tell me about the things that she's been through, whether they're good or bad.
That's right.
And I'm gonna do the same thing. And through that, the next step, the physical part.
Right,
but you already started way at the top when you mentally, I had this conversation with this girl that I'm physically attracted to. Like, yeah, I would sleep with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, I would sleep with him. That's a fine man. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a fine woman. She bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I tear that ass up. You know what I mean? So that's how it starts. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, then you have to factor in the fact that we're human.
Yeah.
I may be attracted to that girl, but I could be ugly as shit to that girl.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it all starts, though, with who you are as a person. You may not be there all the way. You know what I'm saying? You still may have some growing to do. That's why I be real particular in the conversations that I have with women.
Got to be.
And if I do have a conversation on that, on that level, my wife is right beside me.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I had to learn that. So my thing was this, like, when I was growing up, I never had like a lot of self-esteem, but I had a mouthpiece. Like, I could talk. Like, I could talk my way out of anything. I could talk my way into anything. So I've always been a conversation person. And probably why I started the podcast. But nonetheless, having conversations or particular conversations with people while being in a relationship, I had to learn that, bro, you can't have every conversation with everybody, because what may seem to me as innocent talk, my significant other's looking at it like, the fuck this bitch need to know that for?
Yeah. And even the woman that you're talking to, because you may not know what she's been through in life.
That's fact.
So
that's facts.
A lot of women, especially with black men, like, it's a problem right now. It's a divide for us because most black women feel like we don't uplift them, we don't support them, we don't honor them, we don't celebrate them. So they meet one man and he do all of that. And on top of that, he's physically attractive. Like, I never wanted to be a man that a woman would look at and be like, oh, he fine. Because that's dangerous.
Very.
Because if I'm fine, like, if you take somebody like Idris Elba, not that I say, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at men, you know what I'm saying?
I'll say it's fine. I'll say it.
Yeah, but if you listen to women and the kind of talk that they have for him, and he's married. Think about what his wife goes through on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all of these women. You got 100,000 women that will sleep with Idris Elba just off of the fact of the way he looks. They haven't even got inside his mind. Right. How does he feel about black women? How does he feel about? You have women that want to, dissect the man's brain by asking them questions like, "How do you feel about the Me Too movement? Mm-hmm. What do you think about women's rights?
Right.
What do you think about equality? What do you plan to do to help black women get to where they need to be, to be recognized nationally, to be celebrated nationally?" And it's further than not just being celebrated by black men. No, we want to be celebrated by all men.
Facts. That's facts. Saying? But you know what though? I'll help you do something real quick. So we have a mutual friend, right? Mm-hmm. And she ended up. Well, you know what? I don't even know if you remember her. But she only went to Hillside for like 2 years while we was there. But anyway, she rolled in the same circles we rolled in.
Okay.
So while she was in college, she realized that black men wasn't for her because of, different, like we would have conversations about how, black men had put her down or put her in situations, did whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. She ended up marrying a white guy, which I have no problem with. You know what I'm saying? Look, you're going to love who you love. Love has no color. know what I'm saying? You gonna love who you love.
Right.
But, you know, when I guess her parents or her family weren't 100% behind, I went to her wedding. I was like, shit, I'm pulling up. I'm at your wedding. I'm pulling up.
Right.
But when I asked her, like, you know, well, what attracts you to this man? Like, you know, I'm just, you know, just making casual conversation because we used to have deep talks, whatever. And she, you know, she said, like, yo, she was like, he celebrates me to the world. And I was like, damn, that shit is fucking strong, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that's crazy that, you know, just how he shows you off or how he portrays you. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like every time I see a white dude with a black girl, it's always, yo, it's everywhere. It's got to be known. This is my trophy. It's got to be there. You know what I'm saying? But us as a black community, especially the men, we don't do that shit.
Yeah. And it's
because we expect it. You know, oh yeah,
It's
you black, I'm black, we supposed to be together type shit. Like, nah, it's not like that.
And the problem with that is, like, with black men and black women, a lot of people not gonna admit it, but we just mad at each other.
Yeah.
You could take this black man and he could be one of the best men that you've ever met. But every black woman he done dated did him wrong. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Same for black women.
Bro, that's fact.
You know what I'm saying? Black women, I think, feel like black men just do not stand up for them. And they, you know, you have to throw race into it because you can't erase history. That's just something that I learned at Central, majoring in history. Black women, yeah, like, you got to look at it from way back in the day. First, it started with slavery. Then it started with women's rights. Women weren't able to do the same thing as men did. Like, if this was 1917, a black woman like V could not go in the grocery store and get a loaf of bread without a black man present. That's a problem.
Big problem.
You know what I'm saying? And so you have all these generations, and then you factor in segregation and Jim Crow. Think about what would have happened to a black woman if she slept with a white man. And it happened a few times. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because look at what happened to Emmett Till. Right. And come to find out, that whole situation was a lie. You know what I'm saying? So we get past that. And now we in the Black Power movement. Malcolm X is, to me, he's reigning supreme. Even above Martin Luther King. Because he was the first black man that I ever saw that was willing to fight and willing to die over a black woman with no problem. And
that's a fact.
And he was willing to kill, especially a white man.
That's facts. Yo, you know what? I was having a conversation about this weekend. How it's not every generation, but we were talking about, like, being brought up in generations or whatever. So they were telling me, the older guys were telling me that I only knew Biggie and Tupac. I don't know Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they were trying to equate it to, you know,
yeah,
Tupac was a radical, Malcolm X was a radical.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to equate it to that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, and of course I know about Malcolm X, being that I'm Muslim. I already know about Malcolm X. Like, that's like being a black Muslim at that. You know, I already know about Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? But being that you brought up that point, that's wild. I didn't know that. I guess I didn't expect you to go to that point to.
Yeah, I mean, you
bring Malcolm X to reign over what Martin Luther King was doing.
Yeah, because you have to, like, you have to remember, like, when we were, like, in elementary school, the first person we found out about in the civil rights movement was Martin Luther King, and then it was Rosa Parks. And then maybe a little later on, we found out about Malcolm X.
Yeah, right.
As a grown man, how I look at it now, Malcolm X was right all along. You know, and it's not to take nothing away from Dr. King.
Absolutely.
I still think he was the smartest man, black man, that's ever walked this earth. Smarter than Malcolm X, smarter than Barack Obama. Any black man that you know that's very intelligent, I guarantee you Dr. King had him by far.
Okay.
But the difference with Malcolm is he was strictly about black improvement.
That's facts.
Martin Luther King, you could argue, was about world improvement. But how can I worry about the world when my neighborhood is fucked up?
And that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I have to take care of my neighborhood. I have to take care of my own women before I worry about that white woman over there getting mugged. Yeah, well, there's 2 black women that just got killed over here.
And that's one of the points that we miss. That's absolutely one of the points that we miss because women are the backbone to anything.
Yeah.
Women raise and rear the children. Like women are as men, what we do mentally is we try to find a woman like our mother.
Exactly.
Bro, like women are the backbone of everything, bro. We can't have women are the backbone and the downfall of a lot of shit. Like if you look at Troy, right?
Yeah.
Look at Troy. The downfall of Troy was over a fucking woman.
That's how most men come to their demise.
Right.
It's because, though, how I think, and some people may say it's prejudice, you know, I really don't care, but the black woman is the original woman.
Absolutely. They already proved that. They already proved that, yeah.
But it's deeper than them just being the original woman. If I say the black woman is the original woman, I don't know V, but if somebody came in here right now and tried to rape her, I'm going to prison because I have something on my hip that's going to take that man off of earth.
And that's facts. That's facts.
And it's not because I'm attracted to V. We haven't done anything sexually. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that she's a black woman. Mm-hmm. And it's beyond time that black men say to themselves, I do not care the situation. I do not care that I don't know this black woman personally. I just know her name. I may not even know her name.
Right. No, you don't know.
But in the situation, if it goes down, she's going to remain alive. And if I have to go and do 30 years in prison, that's just something I got to do. Because right now, black women feel like they by themselves. That's why you see black women doing everything now. I put it to you like this.
There's so much knowledge today.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Curry. Like, no. Talk to me, brother, because
I put it to you like this.
We all like,
yeah, like good. I put it to you like this. You take it way back in the days where, okay, the man go out, kill the water buffalo. All right. Who cooked it? Who cleaned it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
She made sure that when you ate it, it wasn't gonna be any drawback like salmonella or E. coli or mad cow disease. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, you went and killed it, but that was easy. I could go out and, shoot a deer right now, take it home. My wife gonna skin it down, take the legs, take the head off. You know what I'm saying? If you eat deer, you know what I'm saying?
Backstrap for dinner.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She put in the work.
Right.
Because all I did, I used a gun. I did what I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Back then they used, spears and all of that.
Yeah, bow and arrows, whatever they had to use.
The woman actually took the time to prepare. So when you look at it in today's perspective, women are doing everything that men are doing. A lot of women are doing it way better than men. But they still not being celebrated.
But let me put it to you like this, bro. Where I work at, predominantly women where I work at, right?
Well, you got it real good.
It's predominantly women where I work at. So it's another guy that works there. He's like a policy manager, whatever. But he's black too. But predominantly women where I work at. Me and the young black lady that I work with. Is she the only black lady? I think she's the only black lady in my department. She's not the only black lady in the building. But, bro, when I tell you the diligence that her and I take in our work compared to everybody else, it's different. It's just different the way we move because it's like, okay, well, if we don't know something, we will ask and then apply that to future whatever issues that we come up with.
Right.
It's just different. Like I love to see her move around, not in a visual standpoint, but as far as like see her solve problems because and as soon as she solves a problem, she'll come tell me and vice versa. Like, all right, boom. She said, boom, I did this, and this, boom, boom, boom. Just so you know for future reference. Them white chicks in there will not tell you a motherfucking thing.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And that shit's fucking wild. Like, why wouldn't you want everybody to be great?
But you have to understand, like I said before, everything breaks down into a historical standpoint.
Right.
It's like the Reconstruction period after slavery. Black women are going through the same thing. They had to deal with slavery first.
Right.
Then they tried to get equal rights.
Right.
Then they had to deal with segregation and Jim Crow.
Right.
Then they had a small period of time where the Black Power movement was successful.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got introduced to drugs, prostitution.
Yep.
And guess who introduced them to that? Yeah. White people brought it over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But our own black men introduced black women.
Yeah.
You could count on one hand. Okay, yeah, you got that, she was already doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, we understand that. But the majority, everything is about majority. Everything always goes back to history. Even the shit that we do today. Black women have been through so much just over the past 100 years. If you go back to 1920, that's when they first got their rights.
Damn, that's
crazy. You know what I'm saying? You go back, but after that, they had to go through segregation.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they married or not, we just talking about black women. We're not even going to put black men in it.
Okay.
Because we don't know how black women have felt for so long. That's why now I'm not going to say black women are angry. I'll say they tired. Yeah, black women are tired. And like the couple of points I made earlier, like first they had to go through slavery. Then they had to go through fighting to get equal rights. They get their equal rights, and now they have to go through segregation.
Right.
And that's not even talking about the Depression period, the World Depression, you know what I'm saying, of the 1930s, you know what I'm saying? But that's women in general. We just talking about black women. So after all of that, you go through segregation, then the Black Power movement comes in. That got wiped out completely. As fast as it started, it was gone just like that. And so now you bring the 80s in, and here comes cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Black men, we saw the money in it, so we went and got the money, not realizing what it was going to do to our black women.
Right. Not caring what it did to the community. Yeah.
A black woman on crack is one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
Bro, I've witnessed it.
You know what I'm saying?
I've witnessed it, bro.
That's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. They overcome that as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And now, even before then, really, but now my next point is prostitution.
Yeah.
Black woman sells her body for money, for food, for drugs, for leisure.
And it's crazy. We were so close to witnessing it right there on Fayetteville Street, dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there on Fayetteville Street.
Yeah. I done met so many, I'm not gonna call them hookers, but I've met so many women in the street that just wanted to get out of the street.
Yep.
And some of them was on crack, some of them sniffed coke, some of them just smoked weed.
Yep.
But their main objective was to get out of the street. The problem came with black men only seeing them as a streetwalker.
Right. And it's so crazy that being that we're in our 30s now, it's crazy that, bro, we know some of the people that are out there. You know, some of the people that frequent Austin Avenue, some of the people that frequent Fayetteville Street. We know them. We grew up with them. Like, we went to school with them. We went to church with them. We went to, wherever. Like, we have some connection to this person.
Right.
You know? and it's wild. And I can't for the life of me, like when I see something like that, I can't fathom, what went wrong.
I would say, for me, it probably would have to be the death of Malcolm X, because he was the one person that could have took every black man in America and made them understand and realize that a black woman on drugs, that's not beautiful. That's not fun. You shouldn't be trying to, get her on drugs just so y'all can go on a sex binge for 4 or 5 days.
Look, bro, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I had an ex in college, at Central, and all she wanted to do was smoke weed. And bro, it's not that I'm against smoking weed. Smoking weed is fine, but it's to a point where I never thought you could get addicted to weed, right? And it was a point where she was addicted to it. Like if she didn't smoke, she couldn't function. You know what I'm saying? And even the smell of it became disgusting to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like from the outside looking in, it's like, what is going on in your life to the point where you need that escape of high, to lull, your surroundings or what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying?
I would, if I had to guess, like if I had to make an educated guess, I would just say the absentee of black men. Not that black men control black women, but if you look at other races, for all practical purposes,
men
of those other races, they protect their women.
That's facts.
So what do you do with a woman that's not protected? You could do anything to her. It's just like a man. You got men out here that feel that black women do not protect them, because black men need protection too. And it's not so much of saying that black men are weak, but black women are stronger than what they even realize themselves. And in my opinion, black women are higher than black men because of the things that they can do, like birth a child. They was the original women that walked this earth.
That's facts. That's facts.
So what do you do?
Yeah. And along with that, like you were saying, like black women are tired. Like and to your point about how it is in the workplace as a black woman in corporate America, and being the only black woman a lot of times.
Oh shit.
Being the only
I don't even know where you work at, V, but go ahead.
Being the only black woman in there, even the other day I was thinking like how I was thinking of the way that everybody speaks differently to the clientele.
Okay.
So we have clients that come in and we can have, and some people talk to them like, they're shortening their names, giving them nicknames. Hey, yo, what's up? Like stuff like that. And me as a black woman, I can't talk to them like that. I still need to be professional. I need to still show, that I'm educated. Because I have so much to prove that I can't be comfortable with you.
Right.
Like I can't establish that comfort zone, because if I do, how does that look for me as a black woman?
Right.
Like then I look uneducated, or I look like I don't know how to speak to people.
Right.
And so I always have to, stay on my P's and Q's when everybody else can do and live out and say whatever they want to say. And that's something, that'll make you tired. That'll make you feel like, I'm in this space and I know that, I know my level. I know where I am. I know where I come from. I've been in my career field for 10 years. But I still every day have to prove myself as a black woman.
And that's wild. You know what? At my past job, I'm gonna say it. When I was working at the damn courthouse, Guilford County is split up into two. You got Greensboro, you got High Point, right? High Point is that old white money. Right. I worked for nothing but black women at High Point, and they danced around shit that made them upset because they didn't want to seem like the mad black woman. And that shit was fucking wild to me. So when I started in Greensboro. I got hired in Greensboro. They moved me to High Point. The only black guy in High Point, right?
Right.
Boom. So I'm surrounded by nothing but white people, you know,
Right.
at the time. Boom. Then they move all the black girls over to High Point with me, right?
Mhm.
Sent me back to Greensboro, promoted me, brought me back to High Point. Now I don't have to answer to nobody but my black program manager in Greensboro, you know.
Okay.
So when they got around to dancing around topics, no, you don't have to dance around the shit. Express your opinion. If you feel some kind of way about some shit, say some shit. Like I was never the one to play that shit. Matter of fact, the way I got my promotion, my supervisor in High Point was a white lady. She hated men. She hated black people. And I knew that shit off rip, you know.
Like most do from Guilford.
Bro, it got to the point where our office was right next to the bailiff's office. The bailiff had to come and grab me and take me out of her office because I was going the fuck off. I said, look, man, if I do something and I handle the shit, if I make a mistake and I fix it, the fuck I need to come to you for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Her thing was she wanted that control. You're not going to get that control. I'm not one of your kids. You're not going to get that control from me.
But then you have to look at it, once again, historical standpoint.
Right.
That's what they're used to.
Right.
My question would be, what is a mad black woman? That doesn't make sense because there shouldn't be a color to that. Because a white woman could be mad too. And she could be mad for the simple fact that she decided to take a different route than her ancestors. Yep. She could genuinely feel something in her heart for black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what is, but I'm not focused on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm more radical now. I'm more like Malcolm X. Like if I was in, coming up in the 40s, the 50s, and 60s, I would have probably been Malcolm X's right-hand man.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. I would have rolled with homie.
What is a mad black woman? So you saying that you have humans and then you have black women. So humans have the right to be mad, but it's a problem when black women have. That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense, man.
Because a black woman is a human too.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when I push that point, to my coworkers, I was like, look, if you're mad, you're a person that's mad, not a black woman that's mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like you have a legitimate grievance, and we're gonna make sure it's handled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, since that's been floating around for so long, okay, that's a mad black woman. So my next question would be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna stand behind her.
Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck if she is mad. If she is mad and whatever she trying to do, I guarantee you I'm gonna do it. So if that involves violence, then you got a problem. Okay, it involves just intelligence. You still got a problem.
That's fact.
Because I can guarantee you your intelligence and my intelligence is not close. And I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
I'm gonna hurt your pride.
Right.
That's one way to get back at people who see not just humans, they just see race.
Right.
And I have a problem with that sometimes. Like a lot of times I see race because of everything that black people have been through in American history.
Mm-hmm.
And not just American history, but also European history.
Mm-hmm.
Prostitution started in Africa because, like I said, there's nothing like the black woman. So if you see a black woman that's naked in those days, okay.
It's a reason. It's a reason why. When you go to fucking porn sites and shit, they have fucking you never see the title Caucasian. You always see ebony. You get what I'm saying? It's a reason why. Like it's mindsets behind that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's all back to a historical point. White man went over in Africa, realized how beautiful black women were, was having sex with them for nothing.
Right.
Took that same mindset back to where he was from, Europe.
Yep.
Those white women over there, though, said, no, you got to pay me. Then, white men are very clever. They're very clever. So they said, well, I can make money now. I can have this brother over here have sex with this sister over here, and he got to pay her $10.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's how prostitution started,
bro. And
now,
that shit is wild, man.
Yeah, and now like it's women out here charging $4,000 and $5,000.
Yeah,
in order for you to enjoy a night or a day or whatever with them.
Bro, fans only, bro. You gotta buy tokens and shit, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
My fucking fans only put tokens towards this
like,
shit, man. You know.
That's a problem too, because see, everything that we have been introduced to as black men, we fell for the bait. Like drug money. I myself have made, a couple dollars myself. I fell into the stigma instead of protecting black women from it. Prostitution is the same thing. You got black men out here selling black women by the pound.
Right.
Instead of protecting them from it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy, man. We got to do better.
And I'm not, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming white people. But our problem is, like I just said, when we're introduced to something,
right,
we seem to take the fall for it. And to be quite honest, white people introduced us to everything. They were the ones bringing the drugs over. What black man in the 80s had a boat before he started selling cocaine?
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't a celebrity.
Right.
You know
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. So you even see the films that they, reenacting about was it Tom Cruise that was flying that fucking plane with the coke and shit?
Yeah. American Me, something like some shit
American
like that.
Made. That's
American there you go.
Made.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, we ain't had no fucking plane to fly no cocaine.
So how the hell did we have the means to? We wasn't growing cocaine. It's just like with heroin. Who bought it from Vietnam? Who bought opium?
Look, we wasn't. Honestly, if you look at fucking American Gangster, right?
Right.
Matter of fact, don't even look at the movie. Look at the interview they did with the actual Frank Lucas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His cousin was getting it, was first getting it from white people, the white soldiers he was working with.
Right.
That nigga had moved over there. He was like, look, I'm not going back to America. I'm chilling over here, right? So boom, he was getting it. He was supplying the fucking brothel with heroin from the white soldiers that was out there in the shit, not getting no money.
Same soldiers getting high. But my next question would be like, who's making the opium?
Right.
Who is taking care of all the opium plants?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had to reach further. You know what I'm saying? Some people just gonna stop.
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? Some people just gonna stop.
God damn it, Kurt.
They gonna say, well, Frank Lucas was getting it from his cousin over there in Vietnam. That's how he bought the shit. All right, so who made it?
Right. But
that shit, it just fell out of the sky, huh?
It's a deeper, darker criminal link. Yeah. It's a deeper, darker criminal. Man, we done jumped down the rabbit hole for 40 minutes. Yeah. For 40 minutes, we done jumped down the rabbit hole.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, Curry, you good, baby. You good, fam. You good. All right, V. All right, so look. It's been a wonderful podcast. Yo, Curry, thank you so much for coming, bro.
You gave man.
So much insight. Are you coming next week?
Hell yeah.
All right. Look, are you going to bring the wifey with you next week?
I am going to bring my wife.
All right, look. Curry is coming with his wifey next week. Yeah. And we got to wrap it up now. Lights getting dim. I'm getting blacker. So we can't have that because I'm team light skin or whatever. But make sure you follow the podcast. Facebook D&D podcast on Facebook Drinks and Discussion podcast, Instagram D&D podcast,
D&D pod.
D&D pod. I'm sorry.
D&D pod, baby.
You got me right. All right, cool. Yeah. Paul, I just called you Paul.
Yeah, that's my
where can they find you at?
You can find me on Facebook, Po Durham, or you probably will see me in the streets of Durham, wherever, the mall, movies, dinner. Wherever.
Wherever.
Inside football games, basketball games. It don't matter.
You all over Durham.
Yeah,
all over Durham.
Yep.
B, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Miss Vee_DND.
All right. Look. Y'all got the plugs. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know where to find us. Next week, we are here again with Curry, and he's going to bring his lovely wife with him. Look, we live out here. We try and do our thing. Make sure y'all support, comment, rate, subscribe. We out here.
Follow, share.
Y'all be blessed, man.